Don't ask me about things that didn't happen at school. Where did it happen? But the rest of the good things is you and us again. But the others, parents will tell us where it happened. Then we can talk about these teenage pregnancies have to account for, because we only have desks in schools, Minister. We have desks, so it couldn't have happened on our desk during the day. It happened in your home somewhere. So let's talk about where it happened and together deal with it, because it is a serious threat. Teenage pregnancy is a serious threat that we really have to confront as the community. But Minister, this is the event here. This is our final high level. Someone we're excited, we're at home. This is the most important event in the calendar of DBE, then your matric results. But it's about the people who make it happen. But I've been really requested to introduce my colleague, the Minister in the Presidency, and want to thank you most sincerely, Minister, for really standing in for the President, because it is important for us that this event of ours gets addressed in the Presidency. We can address it ourselves, but Sifuna to be recognized by the highest office. So thank you for coming. And indeed, Minister Ngugubele, you put my paper wrong. Okay. There's no paper, when I was at Teflo, Minister, a student there, he couldn't see that the papers have mixed. So page 5, 6, 7 mixed in the, because I don't think they were stapled. And then he went on reading them up and down. But no, it's called on the enemy, so I can see 5 was up before 6, because I had 6, 5. I couldn't. So indeed, no, it's true. So I had page 6 and then 5. So Minister Ngugubele was appointed Minister in the Republic of South Africa from the 5th of August in 2021. But previously, members will know that he was the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee for Social Development in Parliament, was also the convener for the Social Transformation Cluster since the commencement of the 6th term of Parliament. Before that, Mr. Ngugubele was the Deputy Minister of Finance, but he also held a number of very important positions in the public sector and in the private sector. I know him as an activist in the early 70s. I know he was very involved. He was a member of NUM. He was elected the chairperson local of COSATU. He also, after the unbanning, they were the first chairpersons of branches. It was still tough there to be a chairperson. It was a big thing. He was the chairperson of the branch of Foslo. In the same year, he became a member of the PEC. He was, then in 1994, he went to the legislature as an MEC, as a member of the legislature, and became an MEC of health. He also then became an MEC the next term, after the 1994 term, the 1999 term, he was an MEC for sports and recreation, and contributed immensely in the area of sports. When he was in Parliament, he served on a number of portfolios. People will know that he was once deployed to the city of Ekurhuleni as a member for a full term. But he served a full term as a mayor of Ekurhuleni. And all of us know the great work that he did. He went back to Parliament. He was part of the collective that led to the SABC inquiry and the ESCOM inquiry, both processes which paved the way for a turnaround of these two state-owned enterprises. The Honorable Mr. Ngungubele, Minister Ngungubele, holds a BCom law degree and the National Diploma in Nursing with various certificates. He also served on the National Executive Committee of the African National Congress for different terms and led in different portfolios. So, Minister, as I said, thank you very much for coming. So, can I invite you to address us? And thank you very much for your presence. Go with staff and Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Program Director, Minister of Basic Education, Mrs. Angie Tsecha, our sister, our mother, our leader of many years, MECs of Education, HODs of Education, Mr. Matanzi Mangweli, Basic Education Director General, our sponsors, without whom this would not be possible, the winners, our honored teachers who are our VIPs, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I thought before I get into the frame of formality, reading a speech date, I first wanted to say I feel honored again to be here. And I said to the minister, I'm happy that I'm no longer speaking to you through virtual and also being late. Remember, you finished everything last year and you had to wait for me. Can you imagine when you had all the hot things, you wait for somebody to say what he was supposed to say at the beginning? But thank you for, if I can get water, for your understanding. I thought before I get to formalities on behalf of the President, who is not here, who is at work 24/7, I thought I wanted to express a few words of why I appreciate education. I took a chance. I taught without Sis Angie being qualified, and with very good results. I'll ask Mwele to go to Manzane. There's a high school called Faro there. I was teaching maths and science. I had good results. I didn't have qualification. But it's not about nullifying the centrality of qualification. But I happened to find myself there. So my love for education over and above grew at that point. One thing I appreciate about education is its ability to open your eyes to your own capabilities as an individual. Its ability to make you realize how worthy you are. It's a key to yourself first to say, you matter. To me, that's the biggest contribution it does, because it protects children and cushions them against negative peer influence. Because most of the time, peer influence finds you readily usable because you want to be recognized, because you have not been exposed to an exercise that make you recognize yourself. That's the power of education. Once you know who you are, what your capabilities are, your eyes being opened by education, you actually develop a sound sense of identity. Immediately you know that you matter. You immediately adhere to certain standards of life. Because how you matter, standards find expression. But if you do not know how much you matter, you do not follow any standard, you don't abide by any standard, because first of all, you derive yourself from other people. But when you are educated, you've got that key into your inherent abilities. The second important thing I've come to appreciate over years about education is what I dare argue it's its primary purpose. I always take chance as a SNG and have my own views about things. And then deliberately express those amongst the people who are knowledgeable so that they can hit me hard, so that what I claim to know, I can understand it better. Over years, I've come to realize one wonderful thing about education. That's what makes me to honor a teacher. That I came to accept that education, its primary purpose, is harmonization of an environment is harmonization of relationship between a teacher and his or her, between a person and his or her and her environment. That's the primary, I'm making that statement. So scholars who are here, I'm willing to be hammered and be put into lie. I'm saying my own appreciation is that the primary purpose of education is not even getting you a job, whatever. Those are secondary issues. First thing it does, it creates harmony between yourself and your environment. Imagine if you did not know a locust can kill. When you see it coming, what were you going to do? Imagine if you did not know that a lot of various other animals, locust, centipede, whatever, if you didn't know that you've got control over those things, if you see yourself amongst them, what were you going to do? Imagine if you did not know that grass can damage you. Imagine, I can list a lot of things. Imagine if you did not know what is the impact of your relationship with them. What were you going to do? So in psychology they say, I'm paraphrasing it, I'm not verbatimizing, so that you must not say I misquoted anyone. They say, and human beings have unanswered questions. The first thing they do, they worry. If that question continues unanswered, they become tense. If it continues to be unanswered, one psychologist says they fight or flight. But once those questions are clarified, harmony find expression. Human beings stay relaxed. It is no surprise, therefore, that the more enlightened nations are, the more educated they are, the more developed they are, the more stable they are. Because there's clarity between themselves and the environment within which they live. So they have got less number of unanswered questions. So all I'm trying to speak about is the power of clarity that comes from a teacher. The kind of a person it makes, the kind of a nation it develops. It develops calmness, self-belief, comfort. It develops you as the primary source of your confidence. I thought before I come to this formality, I want to express how I appreciate education. Just to make it a little bit worse, the dangers of not knowing. Here is my other theory, essentially. about where I think apartheid comes from. I'm going to make a most controversial thing now. I usually believe in education, that's where funny things are discussed, clarified, explained. So all your funny things, you throw them in an educational space. That's why I was happy when Sis Angie explained my little qualifications, because I'm addressing doctors who got masters. She had to explain the little thing I have so that you can listen. I want to speak about the dangers of ignorance, of unanswered questions. Here is my hypothesis about apartheid. It moves from a point that I believe, Moeli, that even if there was no Bible, this is my belief, something like 10 commandments without, people would not have lived together without something like 10 commandments. Because people had to have confidence in one another. They had to believe that they are safe amongst one another. For them to believe that they are safe amongst one another, there had to be some rules on the basis of which that belief derives. They had to know that when another human being walks behind you, what the Bible says, don't kill. Imagine if there was no agreement of that nature. If you'd allow anyone to walk behind you, if you would sleep next to anyone, when there was no rule that says, do not kill. You can read all the 10. There's a relationship between them and self-preservation. Don't be covetous towards somebody's wife. Somebody's wife. Because together they are building a particular name and a particular identity that will actually outlast them even when they are dead. So when you enter that space, you are interfering with that. So all those rules, I am trying to imagine how people are going to coexist without having them. So that's why I argue, whether there was a Bible or not, it would be impossible for people to live together. Because they had to be assured that they know one another's minimum interest. Now, let me be formal. I'm honored to address the 22nd National Teaching Awards. Fittingly, the event occurs in October, which houses World Teachers' Day and Teachers' Month in our homeland. The theme for World Teachers' Day 2022 is, open quote, the transformation of education begins with teachers, close quote. Thus, as part of 2022 festivities to honor teachers, we host this prestigious event, the National Teaching Awards. The National Teaching Awards are the premier teaching awards in our country. In our country, we dedicate the whole month of October to our teachers who are the gallant, whose gallant efforts in our homelands we derive service. Today we celebrate our teachers' transformative and critical role in unleashing our learners' full potential. It is abundantly clear that our teachers are critical in the life of our nation, playing various roles, amongst others, knowledge producers, counselors, parents, etc., across the diverse classroom in our country. Thus, as a nation, we owe our teachers working under challenging circumstances, not of their choosing, eternal gratitude. Your dedication to the cause of teaching the nation's young was in full display at the height of COVID-19 and recent floods in KwaZulu-Natal and Eastern Cape. You are the nation's greatest asset, the flag carrier, so to speak, in the knowledge and basic education sector. Our teachers' valor diligence, and professionalism are legendary, to say the least. Clearly, without this caliber of selfless teachers who always walk that proverbial extra mile, our beautiful country would not have a basic education system on the rise as it continues year by year. The teachers before us today are winners and epitomize the excellence and resilience that we have come to expect from our teachers, our creme de la creme, as it were. If you insist this select group of high achievers, the brightest stars, succeed because they derive joy from the success of their learners, not themselves. I think the point one is trying to make here, which is the sense of self-confidence. Sis Angie would remember, I spoke to her when I was a mayor about how I appreciate ECD. That my view is that ECD is the first point of journey towards self-appreciation. Imagine a child who goes to a class. At the beginning, they do the shade. And then you give that child that piece of paper. And then this child knows that this shade exists because of me. I am capable to produce something that exists independent of me. It's the beginning of construction and establishing self-belief. So teachers derive their pleasure in the success of their learners, because after they have done their work, they see the state of the learner, and it makes fulfillment to them. By its very nature, teaching is a service to the nation's youthful population to prepare them to be valuable members of society, not sloth. Teaching is a discipline, if not a doctrine, of self-flagellation to benefit others, but never oneself. It is undoubtedly not for self-aggrandizement. Instead, it is an act of service, a vocation, if you like. I listened to you, Minister, when you spoke about where does that pregnancy come from? Because in your class you've got desks during the day. There was a prime minister in one homeland. Because it's my family, I'm not going to mention the name. Just to reinforce what you said, Sisenji. He used to say, the school is not a garage for repairing damaged conducts. He says, if you send your children as damaged conducts to school, that is not the place where they will be sorted. He said school takes over from the family and take to a higher level. So he made this point very clear, and then people understood what he was speaking about. Forget what he represented politically at that time. Award-winning teachers tend to walk the talk of being service to the nation's young cohort, and often they do so by going well beyond the call of duty. Thus, as a country, we must acknowledge your selfless service to our homeland, I beg your pardon, and exalt your stamina whilst wishing you more strength and wisdom. On behalf of our people, we extend our gratitude to all nations' current court of T-shirt, and again on behalf of our president. You certainly live the famous quote, open quote, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you will land among the stars, close quote. Daily through your individuals and collective actions. As a country, we are proud of your gallant efforts in our selfless endeavor to build our country. whilst noting your meritorious achievements, we must also acknowledge the collective efforts of officials from all 9 provinces and the Basic Education Department. These officials ensure that teachers across the entire schooling system are afforded ample opportunities to participate in various continuing professional teacher development programs. These teacher development programs are essential since teaching is as much as it is about imparting knowledge as it is also about its acquisition. But its very nature, teaching is dynamic, hence our teachers are lifelong learners in an ever-changing and evolving world. We speak of new training programs such as coding and robotics that we are currently rolling out through partnership agreement with teacher unions and many others that position us as vanguards of knowledge production. I thank the minister and the entire teaching community for the work you have covered on the robotics. You need to clap hands for yourselves. This is the work which is hardly spoken about. And being a minister in the GCIS, I also take responsibility. But my disclaimer is that we make noise about what we know. Coding and robotics seeks to rewrite the teaching and learning script in the education landscape. The new skills will reposition learners well for the world of work after mastering the much-needed digital skills. Our teachers readily and eagerly embrace continuing professional development opportunities at the foundation phase level, including releasing reading pedagogies. As we know, reading for meaning, reading with comprehension are the apex priorities of the country. Reading remains a foundation skill needed by all learners across the curriculum. If reading for meaning lays a solid foundation for future progression across various levels of the education system, reading for meaning, lays a solid foundation for future progression across various levels of education. Our teachers acquainted themselves well during the height of COVID-19 when ICTs became the most viable teaching mode. Through our collaboration with various organizations, we witnessed the immense professional growth of our teachers who mastered new digital skills. The use of ITC has immense potential for equipping our teachers with high-level skills that enable them to transcend the limiting spaces that come with contact teaching. It is equally pleasing to know that the support we have provided to teachers in setting up professional learning communities is beginning to yield positive results. Again, Minister and your team, through participation in the learning communities, our teachers become the authors of their intellectual success by sharing best practices and learning from another. The sheer talent and mastery of various teaching pedagogies of our teachers are beginning to show in the National Teaching Awards adjudication process. In its 2022 edition, the National Teaching Awards is much bigger in its depth, breadth, and sheer size. As we exalt the success of our teachers, we urge them to stay in South Africa, although your skills is world class. Please stay at home. It is not to wonder that you compete well beyond our borders in the African Union Teachers Prize, Commonwealth Education Awards, and Global Teachers Prize, to name the few. For the success of our teachers, we often neglect to mention the hard work of our principals, who offer brilliant teachers a space to shine brighter. Excellent principals create safe spaces for teachers that serve as affirmation for their voices. thus unleashing their full potential and allowing them to excel in the classroom. It is evident, Minister, Program Director, and colleagues, that this group of best teachers presented to us today are a product of spaces that nurture a culture of hard work, dedication, and creativity that school leaders create. As government, we must continue to invest in yourselves, especially in strengthening the repertoire of skills they need to teach in the 21st century. The 21st century skills require our teachers, in the words of former Brazilian educator Paulo Freire, to become border crossers. This cohort of teachers, the border crossers, cannot only dream about changing the world, but they cut the barriers and sail into the future with their learners in tow. Let's learn from each other, from the border crossers, the trailblazers, and from our NTA superb winners. Therefore, my dear teachers, to all the winners here today, congratulations on your splendid achievement, and thank you for your continued service to our homeland. I know you will use these accolades to go forth, build back better, and contribute to ongoing efforts to transform our education system into an enterprise of excellence. Once again, on behalf of the government, on behalf of our nation, our country, our president, we salute you, the winners, and all the teachers, without exception, for the hard work and success you have displayed in our country. Your leadership, yourself, Minister, and your team, we are very grateful. We are at a point where we want to emphasize, because this event is about appreciation of good work. You are pausing to say thank you, to actually entrench the power that derives from the power of gratefulness. Because from the power of gratefulness, what actually emerges is humility to serve. The UNESCO Global Education Monitoring Report 2022 states, open quote, "It is essential that teachers and communities be better prepared and supported if equitable and inclusive learning and beyond classroom is to be guaranteed." As the government, this is what we commit towards and achieve in our lifetime. To close, I want to use in a minute a story of one of the greatest psychologists in America called Vincent Peale. He was once called to an industry. They reported to him in America about a young boy who was talkative, like me, talkative and unproductive. They said Vincent Peale must attend to this young, brilliant, talkative, unproductive kid. Vincent Peale spent time with this youngster, and he said to him, every day, try to keep quiet for 15 minutes. Just keep quiet for 15 minutes. 3 months later, he was called by the industry. They say he's doing well. They asked him, what did you do? He said, like you guys, being quiet about your robotics. He said, silence is an element which fashion greater things. Thank you very much.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu, Minister. We thank you very much. Ladies and gents, we now have an item rendered by Maremo Siabela, all the way from Polokwane, who's been playing the violin for the past 11 years.
Nurtured by a teacher, our very own son. Over to you. Thank you, as we clap for him.
So amazing to be loved.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him another round of applause. All the way from Polokwane, Kimupedi Twi. Ladies and gents, the musicians of the world and history always say that the violin is the most jealous mistress. If you neglect that mistress, you'll definitely know that she will walk out.
Indeed. Even Aristotle said that we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. We can't see this excellence and we think that it's an act. It's actually a habit. He's doing it every day. And thank you for that. And thank you for the teacher that nurtured this talent, the teacher that ensured that this young man grows and becomes this good violinist.
Lala, now it's time to VUCA. From Lala to VUCA, we're going to VUCA with the prizes. And the most important guests today are going to be honored.
Yes, we are going to honor excellence. We are going to honor people that took oath to serve, that are never off duty. We are going to honor people that are lifelong learners, because we can't be a teacher and you are not a learner. We are going to honor people that have nurtured dreams and hopes, that have ensured that the hopeless realize that there is hope in life. And that was even amidst COVID pandemic that we found that we still come out at South Africa with excellent results. Let's look at our matric results. We know they tell a story. And thank you to our teachers. We are now going to go to request our minister and our deputy minister to take the stage and stand on the stage. Deputy Minister, we are moving towards that direction where we are starting to announce our winners.
Yes.
To announce the excellence that we have in our country, that we have in education. Those are people that are compassionate, that are parents, that are patient, that have understanding with our learners. We are going to be looking at people that have made who we are, that are the core of education.
Yes. And Mamzo li Mamzo. Ladies and gents, the very first category that we're going to honor makes you think of the day that you turned 10 and you regret turning 10. You never wanted to grow older. That's why we've got great art teachers. They love to be young at heart. And we're going to honor them today.
We're going to honor them, and it reminds me of when I left my little boy in grade 1.
Yes.
The mother is the one who was crying.
I miss those days of not wearing shoes, eh? Up there we've got our contestants, ladies and gentlemen. They are the leaders in this category. And remember that we do not have a first, second, third place. We only have winners. It's a strategic move that we're saying that you are in third position, second position, first position. When you walk out here, you tell your family, I was a winner. Then later on, just as a prize, as an add-on, in the third position.
Actually, I wouldn't even add in the third position.
Okay.
I'm number 1 in my province.
Number 1.
In my province.
Number 1 in the province, going to in the third position. This morning, we have all the way from the province of Botswana, Northwest, from King Primary, Halala, in the third position, Marakane Lydia Mukele. And today Lydia is taking home 10,000 Rand cash from Sasol. She's also taking home a tablet, 25 gig data for 12 months from Vodacom. Ooh, and Hutla Mnati Zhuang, 1,000 Rand Woolworths voucher. A bouquet of 87 online teaching training courses from Via Africa. Well done. Let's give her a round of applause.
As we continue to honor excellence in our country, excellence of our teachers, in the second place, we call from the Western Cape, Jamie Lee Titus of Sunningdale Primary School. She walks away. She looks stunning, you can see. Young. She walks away with 20,000 cash from Sasol, a laptop with 25 gigs of data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 voucher from Woolworths, and a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa. Let's clap for her. It's our second run-up.
Now, for the drum roll. This is the Wenana position. All the way from Limpopo. Yebo bazalwane. Wenana. From Boduma Primary School, Sophia Abigail Chepape. And Sophia loves hugs. That's why she closely relates with grade R learners, and they make her life worth living. Her first choice is always to dress properly so that she gets the attention, and she sees her dress code as something that learners can relate to, and it appeals to her learners during her lessons. She takes her home today, 30,000 Rand cash from Sasol, a laptop and a tablet, 25 gig data for 12 months. Hey, Sheba video, sister. And this is from Vodacom. 1,000 Rand Woolworths voucher. Hey, these contestants are going to eat lovely this weekend, ladies and gents. A bouquet of 87 online teaching training courses from Via Africa. A Funza Lushaka bursary to a learner. It's 130,000 per year. Yo, hey?
4 years. 4 years.
To a total value of 520,000 rands to the school, and the school will also receive a mobile library to the value of 40,000 Rand from the British Council.
Thank you.
Well done, ladies and gents. Let's give them a round of applause. You can see that these prizes are going to make onions cry. Thank you.
And the next category that we're going to call is excellence in primary school teaching. Excellence in primary school teaching. Reminding you of your primary school days. Okay. Our third place goes to the province we are at, Gauteng. And that's Lerato Sabulani Mutaung from Tumelo Full Service School. Let's clap for Lerato.
Hey, Lerato Dillo, ne?
And the prices that she's taking is 10,000 cash from Via Africa, a tablet and 25 gig data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 voucher from Woolworths, a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa. Let's really give that round of applause for Lerato. Thank you, Lerato, for this excellence.
In the second position, this person comes all the way from overseas. And the reason that the person comes from overseas, they had to fly over the sea to get here. All the way from the Western Cape, from Belmore Primary School in Hanover Park, Chanel Hector, walking like a chief invigilator to the stage. Give her a round of applause, ladies and gents. And today, she's taking home 20,000 Rand cash from Via Africa, a laptop, 25 gig data for 12 months from Vodacom, and then 1,000 Rand Woolies voucher, as well as a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa.
And our winner,
Drum roll.
here
Wenana.
And this one I want to read this that says, a teacher affects eternity. He or she can never tell where their influence stops, and primary school teachers know that's what they do. This one goes to KZN, KwaZulu-Natal, Pinky Tandega Ndlozi from Imzikaifani Primary School. Let's applaud for her. She takes away 30,000 cash from Via Africa, a laptop and a tablet, and 25 gig of data for 12 months from Vodacom, a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa. The school will receive a mobile library to the value of 40,000 from the British Council. We also have a learner that will take away 4 years of funding, 130,000 to the value of 520. We also have a 5-day round trip, wow, to the USA to attend the Comparative and International Education Society Conference from USAID to the value of 75,000. Resources to the school to the value of 50,000. They are coming from USAID as well. Really, let's celebrate this excellence.
Well done.
Well done to our first runner-up. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so
From
much.
KZN.
Well done. And ladies and gents, as they exit the stage, let's honor them. The 3 ladies, primary school teachers. Yes. Please note that in the first position we had Pinky, and she walks the extra mile irrespective of the fact that she does not have access to sufficient resources. She is a teacher of life orientation, English, coding and robotics. She's a coordinator of a school's e-library. Through organizing donations and establishing relationships with well-resourced schools, Mrs. Ndlozi went all the way and was able to get learners digitally connected. Now that can be done in an under-resourced environment.
Don't leave out her motto.
Yes,
She
please.
says, do what you can with what you have, where you are.
Very important. Well done. The next category, excellence in primary school leadership. We've got them now. And in the third position, we have all the way from the Free State. We have this person from Bonseng Public School, Tabo Alfred Mautswa. All the way from the Free State. A round of applause. And he's taking home 10,000 Rand from Via Africa, a tablet and 25 gig for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 Rand Woolworths voucher, as well as a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa. Well done.
Well done indeed. Our second runner-up is going to be Joe from KZN. I nearly gave the name out. From KwaZulu-Natal. from a school called Upper Mhlatuzi Primary School. And it's Joseph Vusi Mvungate. He goes home with 20,000 cash from Via Africa, a laptop and 25 gigs of data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 voucher from Woolworths, and a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa. A round of applause for our second winner.
As I'm looking at Mum Angie now, you have not aged in 12 years, ma'am. I can remember the day that I stood next to her 12 years ago here on stage. She's okay. Well done to the contestants. Ladies and gents, now, drum roll in the first position. Wenana. Wenana. All the way from Platinum Village Primary in Northwest. And we have tears of joy coming from Dikeledi, Voma, Sikopamotse. All the way from Northwest. And she's taking home, but before we're telling her prizes, we need to say that this is a principal who believes that you need to be a resilient teacher who believes in constant change and progress in pursuit of excellence. She believes not only in staff delivering their duties, but the physical, mental, and emotional health are of topmost importance. And also,
she is decisive, dynamic leader, and she says it's needed in teaching to be in that character.
And she takes home today 30,000 rands from Via Africa, a laptop, 25 gig data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 rand Woolworths voucher, a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses, also from Via Africa. Then also the Funza Lushaka bursary to a learner, that's 130,000 rand per year, that accumulates to 520,000 rand, and then, Udoja Joy. A 5 days round trip to the USA to attend the Comparative and International Education Society Conference from USAID, valued at 75,000 rand. Moreover, resources to the school to the value of 50,000 rand, and the school will receive a mobile library to the value of 40,000 rand from the British Council. Let's give them a round of applause. Well done.
Well
Excellent.
done indeed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gents, we are aware that during holidays, the best thing to do is when your child is at home and you're at home. I've learned the lesson that the child should never say, "I'm bored, mama, I'm bored, papa," because that's the easiest way to invite a list of chores that you'll be doing that will go around the world 3 times during holidays. Is that true? Have you experienced that, ma'am? I can remember that. No, there's no time to sleep past 7 o'clock. These curtains must be washed. Get up. So, dedication is taught from a very young age.
Continuous learning, continuous teaching. Teachers, you find them teaching anytime, anywhere you meet them. In church, in the malls, if they see something wrong, they address it. The second category that we're going to announce is excellence in secondary school teaching. And the third place goes to Limpopo, to Leseding High School, Mpo Gift Dikhashu, who is taking away 10,000 cash from Via Africa, a tablet and 25 gig data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 voucher from Woolworths, and a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa. A round of applause for our third place winner.
And then again from Northwest, from Twelepilo, Pile High School, we have Tsolofelo Lerato Lechuti in the second position, taking home 20,000 rand from Via Africa. A laptop and 25 gig data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 rand Woolworths voucher, a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa.
And the winner,
Wenana.
yeah, Nana.
Drum roll.
Where are the drums? It goes to Northern Cape, Kimberley Technical High School, Valisiki Vili, Vicky Mpolas, oh, Mpompolas. Valisiki Vicky Mpompolas is one of those who said, those who know, do, and those who understand, teach. Her words are saying that he emphasizes on behavioral issues, empathy, love, kindness. These are the virtues that he lives with, interacting with learners on compassion level, natural, that is natural. It removes most of the discipline concerns. That's Vasiliki Vicky Mpompolas from Kimberley. He goes home with 30,000 cash from Via Africa. He takes a laptop and a tablet with 25 gigs data for 12 months from Vodacom. He takes 1,000 voucher from Woolworths. He takes a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa. And we are also giving a learner Funza Lushaka bursary that will be for 4 years, 130,000 for 4 years, which is the value of 520,000. And the school will receive a mobile library to the value of 50,000 from the German embassy.
Excellent. And the winner has also stated that she learns more from her children than than they learn from her. And that's a very important thing, that learning needs to be an interactive process. Well done to all these excellent teachers. In the category.
One person said, tell me. I might not remember. Teach me. I might remember. But involve me. That's what our winner said. Involve me. I will learn it and master it.
Oh, now we have excellence in secondary school leadership. And in the third position, from the province of Gold, from Forte Secondary School. We have Gauteng. Are we not hearing Gauteng colleagues in the house? Are they here? You should honor your own. We have Mukosi Leonard Mudabi, who takes home 10,000 rand from Via Africa, a tablet, 25 gig data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 rand Woolworths voucher. Hey, those chickens are going to be sizzling at Woolies, hey? And then a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa.
And our second winner comes from Limpopo, from St. Brendan's Catholic Secondary School. That is Irene Anna Mokadi Mudiba. Takes away 20,000 of cash from Via Africa, laptop and 25 gig of data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 voucher from Woolworths, and a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa. Well done indeed. A round of applause.
Well done. And in the first position, the person who is the youngest principal to date at his school and the very first African to be appointed in this position at the school, he introduced coding and robotics as well as fashion design, marine sciences. He was facilitating training in graded music, accredited bookkeeping skills. Utlwa bazalwane. Yo,
Heaven.
this person is flying. The learners leave the school with skills that can immediately be put into gainful use. And he believes in a learner-centered environment. This is the spear all the way from KZN. Usizwe Desmond Zwane from Empangeni High School. The drum roll goes. Wenana. The walk of honor. Yes. Normally the principal is the one who hands out awards. Today, he has the honor to get an award from the deputy minister as well as the minister. What an honor. Well done, sir. Well done, ma'am. And you are excellent school principals. You can see these principals are commanding discipline at their school with their smiles and not the cane as we used to know. Well done. Thank you so much, ladies and gents. And as we know, the winner is taking home 30,000 Rand from Via Africa, a laptop, 25 gig data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 Rand Woolworths voucher, a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa, a Funza Lushaka bursary to a learner, to a total value of 520,000 Rand, as well as a mobile library to the value of 50,000 Rands from the Republic of Turkey Ministry of Culture and Tourism. So all the way from the north, you're getting a library. Well done and excellent achievements. Let's give them a round of applause.
Well done indeed.
And now we have an item that will be rendered by the choir. If we can ask the
Allow the minister.
Honorable Minister and Deputy Minister to take their seats.
As we allow the choir to walk on to the stage.
Baba. The day we arrived on the planet and thinking stepped into the sun, there's much to see that can never be seen, more to do than can never be done. There's far too much to take in, yeah, more to find that can never be found. But the sun rolling high on the sapphire sky keeps great and small and then the sprout. It's the circle of life, and it gives us all through despair and hope, through faith and love, till we find our place on the path unwinding. It's the circle
ladies and gents, well done to that choir. Let's give them another round of applause. Imagine that. I'm just in awe. It's like jaw-dropping beautiful. And the next category, and you know, I've read a tweet the other day from a mother who said that she abandoned her child because of mathematics. Imagine that, eh? Wow. She just merely said that her child came in and said, please help me with algebra. She said she sneaked out the back door and started a new life in Costa Rica.
Wow, what a
Now
bad
teachers
will never give up.
Never, asoze, angeke.
Angeke.
They will never. And teachers who are excellent in teaching mathematics in the GET phase are the following. Who's our number 3?
Start with the province.
Okay, let's start. Can we call the minister and the deputy minister up to the stage? Lesedi la setjhaba. Doctor, followed by our honorable. Do you know that it's actually Angelina, an angel guarding over education.
Angelina.
The wings spread wide.
Exactly.
Yes. South Africa is shaped like an angel. And we've got Harvard, yes. Covered completely. Not Harvard, but covered. In the 3rd position, who's taking home 10,000 Rand in cash from Zenek Foundation, a tablet and 25 gig data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 Rand Woolworths voucher, a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa, all the way from the province of great spirits, such as Thabo Mbeki, Nelson Mandela. We have Noma, Grike, Peggy, Jonah. Let's give it a round of applause from Bakuba Primary School. Yes. Well done, ma'am. Grab that certificate with your life. Hold on to it. It's going to take you places, I promise you.
And our second winner.
And it's a team. Now, I need to share with you something,
Oh, it's a
Yalala.
team.
You know what? When I was a young teacher, they throw you into everything to teach. And I had to teach EMS to grade 9s. And there was this young boy at the back of the class. He was always up and wanted attention. And I asked the class, okay, so explain to me what is a double entry in simple terms. Now, in accounting, you have a double entry. And he said, it's when you open the door and 2 people enter. Then you have a double entry. So here we have a double entry.
And our double entry is coming from the same province.
Yes, and the same?
Gauteng.
Yes.
Gauteng. And it's coming from Dr. Yusuf, Dadu Primary School. And it's Ridwan Said and Yusuf Wadi. That's a team coming from the same school, motivated by the same energy of excellence, and they are taking away 20,000 cash from Zenex Foundation, which they will share as 10,000 each. Adjudicators had a tie. Each of the 2 members of the team will receive these prizes, prices of courtesy of our gracious sponsors who have agreed to provide additional prizes, that is the Zenek Foundation. They are going to receive a laptop with 25 gigs of data for 12 months from Vodacom. They will receive 1,000 Woolworths voucher and a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa. Wow, well done.
I learned this morning one thing that Ridwan's favorite, is it Ridwan? Your favorite meal is a pizza, hey? Is Yusuf? Oh, yes. Yusuf's favorite meal is a margarita pizza. So he's going to have his margarita pizza in celebration of this.
Yes.
Well done to the...
From the Woolworths voucher.
Yeah,
There's lots of food there.
Lots of food, yes. And you can have ice cream as well, I promise you.
Top up.
Tin Roof, here we come. In the first position, Shapadrams.
Ewe nana.
Ewe nana.
Ewe nana.
Ewe nana.
Ewe nana.
Yeah, all the way from which province? Awa. Awa. Hey, orata di Lome.
Awa.
All the way. Someone said it there, non-smudge lipstick at the back. The lady with the non-smudge lipsticks and the red shoes. Yes, it's all the way from Huadu Primary School in Limpopo. Kaukelo Petunia Mutala. Well done.
That's our numbers person.
A grade 7 mathematics teacher. She's always loved working with numbers. And take note, she makes sure that she improves the uptake of mathematics at high school by already instilling skills in the primary school. She plays mathematical games and songs, and through this song and game, she teaches learners to love mathematics. And take note that today she is taking home 30,000 rand. And it's what? Zenex. Hey, Zenex, we thank you for that. And then also a laptop, 25 gig data for 12 months from Vodacom. You'll be connected all the way. 1,000 rand Woolworths voucher, Utlojamunati, as well as a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa.
Lifelong learner.
Lifelong learner. Yeah. And then Funza Lushaka bursary to a learner to the value of 520,000, 130,000 rand per year over a 4-year period. Well done. Let's give them a mathematical applause. They are fighting algebra, geometry, trigonometry. Yes, trigonometry. It's growing on a tree.
Hey, one that was very difficult for me.
Hey, whatever. Yes, you know what?
The next.
In mathematics, before we continue, Yalala, you know in mathematics, the first question is always solve X. Now, if you've had too many X's in your life, you'll never solve that problem. Okay. Yes.
Christo. Mzalwane. Excellence in teaching mathematics in FET. That's
Luna.
That's the category that really reminds me that I have someone who loves maths in my life, who eats and drinks maths. It's shocking. You know, when they love maths, it's because of teachers that nurtured that young man. For this specific category, the third prize goes to. It means in that province, really, maths is flourishing. Limpopo.
Hey, Wachisa.
And it's Tom Nodi Technical High School. And it's Antoinette Jordan who is going to take away 10,000 cash from Cecil Foundation, a tablet with 25 gig of data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 Woolworths voucher, private label hamper of small appliances from Massmart, online teacher training from Via Africa. These are our lifelong learners. Let's give her a round of applause.
Okay. Mevrou, jy het opgeloop hiernatoe soos 'n hooftoesighouer. Then, in the second position, all the way from the Free State, Batho ba Moshweshwe, we have from Sichaba Simaketse Combined School, Guguletu Siduduzile Mudavanu. Well done. And today, you are taking home 20,000 Rand in cash from Sasol, laptop and 25 gigs data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 Rand Woolworths voucher, private label hamper of small appliances from Massmart, as well as a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa. And before we are going to announce the number one and the drum roll is coming, I need to add that the number one positions up to this point have all received a laptop as well as a tablet. So you start off with a tablet. You take your tablet, then you sit before your laptop, and then if you really want to fly, you take your tablet and your laptop at the same time.
Make sure that that tablet is keeping you awake.
Yes. Drum roll,
And
Wenana.
the winner, first prize goes to, here
Wenana, already whatever.
Northwest, Mabatu High School. It's Tebucho Samuel Mukwini. It's Tebucho Samuel Mukwini.
Yes, and take note, he's taking mathematics fashionable. He believes that it's a critical subject for economic growth that we need in our country. Maths teachers should do everything in our power to produce as many quality passes as possible. Well done, as he plans on encouraging mathematics teachers in his community to share the good news of the X and the Y, to solve the Y. Well done.
And Mr. Mukwini takes home 30,000 cash from Sasol Foundation, a laptop and a tablet with 25 gig of data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 voucher from Woolworths,
Hamunati jwang?
Hamunati fela. Private label hamper of small appliances from Massmart, and a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa. We don't leave out Funza Lushaka bursary to Elena for 4 years, 130,000 to the total value is 520. That's our teachers who encourage numbers, maths in the life of young people. I mean, some of us here were taught counting by teachers. Oh, I have a teacher here who likes talking about the olden days of maths, the numbers. Let's give a round of applause to our winner. Numbers, here we come. Technology needs maths. We are making a mark in the world through our teachers.
Yes, and the next round is for those who love taking photos in photosynthesis. They are the teachers in natural sciences who study unnatural things. Tabanga. We study natural sciences to study the unnatural. And in the third position, we have someone who's going to take home 10,000 Rand cash all the way from Sasol. A tablet, 25 gig data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 Rand from Woolies, a voucher, a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa, all the way from the province of the rising sun.
Yes.
Someone else is also from the province of the rising sun. Our honorable deputy minister, all the way from the province of the rising sun, is Nonjabulo Glorican Chabango from Kwa Lodakade Primary School. Well done.
Well done
All
to our
dressed
winner.
in red, lady in red. It is your golden moment.
Let's continue with that round of applause for our natural science teacher who won the third prize. And the second prize go to Gauteng. And the person is going to take away 20,000 cash from Saisol. It's coming from Lehlasedi Primary School. It's Mapula Anna Zichali. He's taking away also the laptop and 25 gig of data for 12 months from Vodacom. 1,000 voucher from Woolies. A bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa. Wow. Equipping with knowledge.
Yes, and please, ladies and gentlemen, please continue eating. If ulapile in Sesotho, you can't be lapile in Sepedi at this point in time because then ukhatetsi. Otherwise, so if ulambile, please continue eating. And just a reminder that if you need vegetarian food or halal, we've got our waiters that can assist you with that. Lady, I really need to know who's your designer. You know, I almost fainted when you came up and I saw this excellent outfit. Well done. You're making a statement today. Beautiful. Okay.
Beautiful.
And the best dressed, the teaching the natural sciences in the GET phase, the GET phase standing for Go Get It. It goes to all the way from the school. Yes, from overseas. They flew over the sea. Yes. It is a lady who believes that exposing oneself to critique and constructive feedback and getting out of one's safety zone, comfort zone, are key in experiencing growth and development. This is the view of Mrs. Louisa Crocombe, and she believes that she had in natural sciences in that she developed science resources such as workbooks, textbooks, science projects, and has made them freely available to not just learners in her school but also in her community. And her motto is, Lala, what does she say?
I still can't believe they pay me to teach. I'm having so much fun doing it.
Nahana, chelete for fun. Gelkies for pret. We have Louisa Crocombe who's taking home 30,000 rand in cash. Has it check? Has it credit card? Has it koloto? Ki cash, hard cash. Yes, kadi klipa.
From where?
Kadi jacket.
It's
in
coming
Pretoria,
from?
we speak about 100 rand note, kidi. Ki? Klipa.
From where?
Yes, it's all the way from Sasol, the cash, and the laptop comes from Vodacom that's added to 25 gig data for 12 months, a whole year. Siyakuluma shem. 1,000 Rand Woolworths voucher, a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa, as well as the Funza Lushaka bursary to a learner, to the total value of 520,000 Rand, which is 130,000 Rand over a 4-year period. That is a real wenana.
Wenana.
Well done. Ladies and gents, let's give them a round of applause. And then we have
photosynthesis again.
Yes, we've taken photosynthesis.
Excellence in teaching physical science in the FET phase. And the third place go to?
Hey, where I was born.
Where you were born?
Yes.
Free State. And that goes to Tokwana Makwata Secondary School, Tokwana Makauta Secondary School, to Shobi Pete Mabina. He goes away with 10,000 cash from Saisol Foundation, a tablet and 25 gig of data for 12 months. Gig data is the ching-ching of today, you know. 1,000 Woolworths voucher, private label hamper of small appliances from Massmart, and a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa.
Well done.
Well done to our winner. A round of applause.
Yes. And then we have, in the second position, we're going all the way west again. Going west. We need to know our direction. I almost went east to Mpumalanga, but it's not the case again, ma'am. This time it's again from northwest. And we are seeing something. Riabona Secondary School. And it's Bongo Musa Nkosikona Mabuza, who's taking home 20,000 rand in cash from Sasol, a laptop and 25 gig data for 12
Northwest.
months. Yo, Northwest, Ciarola, from Vodacom, 1,000 rand, Woolies voucher. Someone's going to stock up on that ice cream today. And then private label hamper of small appliances from Massmart, and then that bouquet, that's not the one that's with flowers. It's a collection of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa. And then, Lala, the first person in physical sciences who's burning the primer stove at both ends. Let's say, Halala. Where's the drum roll?
Here
We're
with
away.
Nana.
Wenana.
Here with Nana.
Yes, Wenana.
And the third place goes to, the first place goes to, you are awake. I'm not going to start with the name. He says, find your passion and make it your profession. Then I'll go back. It's from the Western Cape, from Apex High School. It's Marike Pretorius.
Yes, and Marika Pretorius, the passion is for sciences, as seen in her establishing various clubs at school, all fully enrolled. Her learners also participate in the National Science Week, various science expos and Olympiads. She's starting to incorporate the use of technology into her lessons and use blended learning to drive teaching and learning in her classroom. Well done.
And our winner takes home 30,000 cash from Cecil Foundation, laptop, and a tablet with 25 gig of data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 Woolworths voucher, private label hamper of small appliances from Massmart, a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa, and Funza Lushaka bursary to Elena for 4 years, 130 to the value of 520. Let's give our winner a big round of applause.
3 winners in this category for physical sciences education. Well done. Ladies and gents, in sign language, how do we applaud someone? How do we give a round of applause? Halala, halala, yes. Let's give them that round of applause. In the category Excellence in Technology, Enhanced Teaching and Learning, we have 3 persons who will come to the stage today. And once again, from the heartbeat of South Africa, the Free State Province, taking home 10,000 rand in cash from Via Africa, a tablet and 25 gig data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 rand Woolworths voucher bouquet, 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa. And Tabiso Edward Tosetsi is here. He's had an excellent experience. It was his first time experiencing what?
A flying.
Flying. Hey, we are fufa, not kabroom, ne? Hopefully. In an aeroplane. Yes, it was his first time experiencing flying in an aeroplane. So this excellent teaching awards has opened doors for him. It's actually not windows, because on an aeroplane you can't open a window, eh? It can't. There's one door that opened, the aeroplane door. Excellent,
The main door.
Tabiso.
The main door that leads to excellence.
Yes.
The main
Bona
door.
ke mang? Ke ntate Moeli. Yes, we're on a roll because of the Father in the house.
The Father in the house.
Yes.
Father of excellence.
Father of excellence,
Um,
who wakes up at 3 in the morning to have a meeting at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then your last
That's
meeting
in
will end
education.
at midnight.
That's in
Yes,
education.
Yes. And then at midnight, he will say, colleagues, you're welcome to go and enjoy your dinner. Well done. So we've grown
That's in
accustomed-
education.
That's education, eh?
That's in education.
Yes. We burn the midnight oil
We burn it.
in education.
We burn it
Yes.
until the oil dries up. And the second place goes to, wow, this province is taking everything away.
Hey. Utlwa.
Northwest,
Northwest.
Lizeth van der Walt, Hoërskool Skoonspruit.
Winspread, yes.
And she takes 20,000 cash from Via Africa, laptop and 25 gigs of data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 voucher from Woolworths, a bouquet of 89 online teacher training courses from Via Africa. Thank you. Let's give a big round of applause to our second place winner.
Ladies and gents, drum roll. Wena,
Wenana.
wenana. The first prize goes to, listen to this, a software engineer who actually made sure that learners are equipped with skills and have the knowledge to move into the digital era. He's transformed a school that previously had no inclination towards ICT usage into a 100% ICT focused institution. He was running a few awareness campaigns as well as in his community, and the importance of ICT was stressed amongst learners as well as staff.
Hi, in the pandemic, we
Yes.
flourished through this one.
And this person is from the province of the Rising Sun.
Woo!
Yes! Manda Delton Dlamini from Mapaleni Primary School. And right in the midst of the pandemic, he was running courses and leading, and he's taking home today 30,000 rands in cash from Via Africa, a laptop and a tablet with 25 gig data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 rand Woolworths voucher, a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses, a Funza Lushaka bursary to the value of 520,000 rand, 130,000 rand over a 4 years period. Well done. All
Well
the
done,
way
well
from
done.
Mpumalanga. Excellent. That can be done. Let's give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Lala, the most beautiful language that we have, you know, we've got, in South Africa, we have Siswati. You know, Siswati is the language of romance. It rolls sweetly off your tongue. The French can go and sleep. That's my honest opinion. Off the record, please, Siswati will win that race. And then, the most beautiful language to say that you are beautiful is in Xitsonga. Usasekile. Yes. And now we're going to have a beautiful moment of entertainment from our violinist.
Yes, and
Not
we,
violence, but violinist.
we allow our minister
Yes.
to take.
our next category. Thank you so much for that piece. Well done, sir. We have excellence in special needs teaching. Learners who encounter barriers are, these teachers become stars in their lives. And
I'm reminded of a story where one principal who also is blind, and we provided teaching assistance to the school in the Northern Cape. The principal was saying, in the school, we have to have patience and a lot of patience for us to be able to reach our learners. We don't teach something once, we teach it again and again and again and repeat it, because we know the type of learner we're working with. And
yes, in the third position, all the way from the fruit basket of South Africa, Limpopo province, all the way from Ramagoto Primary School, we have Manoko Martha Bopape.
that's Ramakgoto Primary School.
Yes, and she's taking home today 10,000 rands in cash from Via Africa, a tablet, and 25 gig data for 12 months, 1,000 rands Yummy Woolies voucher, private label hamper of small appliances from Massmart, as well as a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa.
And this second, the second prize go to
Yes, to me.
your province again.
My province again.
Wow. The Free State. That's Swelang Special School. Tatokione William Nicola. And we are giving 15,000 worth of cash from Via Africa, laptop with 25 gig of data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 Woolworths voucher, the private label hamper of small appliances from Massmart, and a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses. That's from Via Africa. A round of applause for our second winner.
Well done, Tatugione. And he came up here with a smile that can actually take us back from stage 3 load shedding to stage 1 load shedding.
Yes.
In the first position,
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
wenana. Yes, we have a professor. Yes, the name is Professor Dlamini Kapela, all the way from KwaZamokuhle Special School in KZN. And he's been teaching learners with special needs that requires much more than having teaching qualifications, and one that has an empathetic, unique needs of each learner. Innovation is another requirement that he believes in. He's kept at the top of the global trends in assistive technology devices by making that available to learners so that they can use various adaptive tools in teaching and learning. He has, take note, provincial colors as captain of the KwaZulu-Natal wheelchair basketball team. He loves sport, and he says that I want my learners to trust and believe in their abilities. Well done, Mr.
And living with disabilities does not mean that they are not capable. They are just different.
Yes.
They are excellent. They know, they have knowledge, they have brains. Let's celebrate our first winner from this noble profession.
Yes, he also comes from overseas.
He's come.
Yes, KZN, they flew over the sea to come here. And note that this gentleman is going on a 5-day round trip to the USA halala, halala. He's
Halala.
going to attend the Comparative and International Education Society conference from the USAID, valued at 75,000 mullah. And also 25,000 rand cash from Via Africa, a laptop as well as a tablet with 25 gig data for 12 months, 1,000 rand Woolworths voucher, private label hamper of small appliances from Massmart, a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses, also a Funza Lushaka bursary to a learner to the total value of 520,000 rand, 130,000 rand over a 4-year period, and resources to the school to the value of 50,000 rand from USAID. And lastly, also, but not least, the school will receive a mobile library to the value of 40,000 rand from the British Council.
Let them clap first.
Okay, well done. Let's give him a round of applause.
And as we correct for the first winner, the third winner, who is Manoko Mathabo Pape from Limpopo, is from Mahlasedi Special School.
Special school.
Mahlasedi Special School. Apologies for that. It's Mahlasedi. Let's give a big round of applause to her.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Well
you.
done, ladies and gentlemen, in achieving that. Moving on to excellence in special needs leadership. In the third position, we have
Coming from which province? The province of?
the rising sun.
The Rising Sun. I saw the HOD somewhere. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Christoffel Hendrik Roodman from VH de Klerk School. And he's taking home 10,000 rands in cash from China Communication Construction Company, a tablet and 25 gig data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 rand Woolworths voucher, ons gaan braai, meneer. And then a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa.
And that's.
King.
You? You?
Eh?
Ah.
Free State United positions number 2 kaofela.
And the second position goes to Free State, to Tibuluha Special School. That is Lerata Stephen Khoa, who takes away 15,000 cash from China Communication Construction Company, a laptop with 25 gig of data for 12 months from Vodacom, 1,000 voucher of Woolworths, and a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa.
Well done. And
Well
then
done. Let's give a round of applause.
In the first position, we've got a drum roll. Wenana, who's the principal at this point in time, registered also. Ooh, Windows is shutting down. But whom? What's shutting down? Please open the windows. Then we have a registered psychologist who's also a school principal, and she's creating miracles in Guguletu. She's an educational psychologist, and she believed that she wanted to invest her talents into her learners by being school-based.
And she says, when dealing with learners, do not look at the problem, but at the source of the problem. And that way, you are able to restore behavior and also resolve issues from the root. That's as she concludes
Yes. Siyabulela.
with the noble words.
Siyabulela Yolanda Lupondo, all the way from Siviwe School of Skills in the Western Cape. She is taking home 25,000 rand from China Communication Construction Company, a laptop and 25 gig data for a 12-month period from Vodacom, and she's going to buy 1,000 rands goods from Woolies and a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa, a Funza Lushaka bursary to a learner of her choice to the total value of 520,000 rand, 130,000 rand over a 4-year period. The school will receive a mobile library to the value of 50,000 rand, and also from Tika, she will be receiving this 50,000 rand library. Well done. Let's give them a round of applause. Halala, halala, wenana. Okay. The Kader Asmal Lifetime Achievement Award. There is one recipient here.
One who took oath to serve for lifetime.
And this morning when I spoke to this person, he said that his children are also receiving awards this morning. His children, in the wider audience, he groomed them. And this is one of the reasons why we are celebrating him this morning.
And sure, yeah, this one, there's only one winner. I remember the adjudication, quite tough. People who are committed to serve, who are never off duty, who are not just teaching in the school, who see that their profession is relevant at home, in the community, in church. Anywhere you meet them, they just want to change that life, touch that life, and make something out of it. But unfortunately, there should be one winner. It was a tough one. And that winner goes to overseas. Overseas.
Western Cape, Kannemeyer Primary School in Grassy Park.
That's Ridwan Samudin.
And Mr. Samudin is receiving.
He's taking away 50,000 cash from eCubed, laptop and 25 gig of data for 12 months from Vodacom. Such a dynamic person. 1,000 worth of
Woolworths
voucher. The private label hamper of small appliance from Massmart. A bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa, Funza Lushaka, bursaries to the value of 520 to a learner for 4 years. This is the winner that have said
that my name is Ridwan Samudin. He's famous already, hey? I read one book at a time. He's currently the principal of Kannemeyer Primary School. He sees himself as a reading champion. At his school, he also trained his education assistants. And he thanks the department and government for employing education assistants. And he trained them to teach reading to the young ones. So when we teach them to read, we actually open doors to them. Well done.
And he says, I want to be a mentor to other principals. I happen to have been part of the team that listened. You moved everyone. And really, that's the great person you are. Let's give that round of applause and stand. This is a lifetime award achievement. We really want to honor it. We want to celebrate. We want to tell the world. We want to call all our MECs to come on stage and celebrate this one. Really, without commitment, you can't get a Lifetime Achievement Award.
The minister would like all the MECs to join us.
But this is not.
You know, I noticed that this gentleman, he believes that he's not going to retire. He's going to rewire and retire, put on new tires to coach other principals once he takes his pension. Ladies and gents, let's give them a woo. We're having a Greek party in the house, breaking glasses. Sir, you're that important. Okay, a glass in honor of you.
A round of
Cheers.
applause
Round
again.
of applause. Well done. And now the E-Cubed National Best Teacher Award. And take note, it is a double entry.
Double entry again.
Yes.
Which province?
The first, it's actually, because it's both provinces, we need to mention them both.
Yes.
Limpopo and
Gauteng.
Gautengeling, Gautengeling. Where are our recipients? Let's see. The first one is
Ali Alfred Mukhalaka, who is coming from
Hoërskool Frans de Tooi. He's taking home 50,000 Rand in cash. Both of them are getting these prizes from E-Cubed, a laptop and 25 gig data for 12 months. From Vodacom, 1,000 Rand Woolies voucher, private label hamper of small appliances from Massmart, a bouquet of 87 online teacher training courses from Via Africa, a Funza Lushaka bursary to a learner, to the total value of 520,000 Rand over a 4-year period, and the winners to choose a school which will receive a mobile library to the value of 40,000 Rand from the British Council. And the very same prizes are also going to Adil Sheikh Mungali from Dr. Yusuf Dadu Primary School. Mr. Mungali is an ICT teacher who's a champion in the field to provide its staff and learners with essential 21st century skills over the years. He believes that using cloud technology can enable us to work remotely and collaboratively. We also have Ali Alfred, who is today our Xitsonga teacher. And during the lockdown, what did he do? He took Xitsonga online. And the resources that he created also went to Gauteng as well as Mpumalanga and Limpopo, and they were used in development of the language. Excellent achievement today.
And
well
she
done.
says, ensure continued learning despite limited contact time. That was during the pandemic, the difficult time that we experienced in our country, in the world over.
Yes, and both these teachers believe that you need to make fun in the digital space. Let's give them a halala moment. Wenana.
Hewe nana.
Wenana.
Hewe
Round
nana.
of
It's a
applause.
wenana moment.
Yes. I think you need to give yourself a round of applause for your excellence. Yes. Well done.
Well done,
Thank
well done
you.
to
Well
our
done.
winners.
Well done to our winners. Excellent achievement. You are honored today. Look at this, not just the minister, the deputy minister, but as well as the MECs. What an achievement. You will go home and say, look at this picture. You're going to frame it in the dining room. For the next 20 years, you're going to say, look at this. There was a time in history when I was flying high, but I'm now flying much higher. Ladies and gents, we have come to the end of the awards. And the MECs, as well as the
Deputy
Deputy
Minister.
Minister.
Minister is
Minister, hoe jak hy? Me? Okay. Okay. Hou na PA me? Ook okay PA, ja minister. Ja, leboha ntate. Okay.
we are ushering our Minister, Mother of Education, back to stage to address
Yes.
us. We have skipped one item, but this is just because of time. We are just going straight to the Minister to congratulate our winners, to give them that message that says to them, let's continue. This is not the end. Excellence has to be practiced every day. It becomes a habit. And it becomes something that comes naturally. Let's move.
Welcome to the former lecturer all the way from, born in Soweto, all the way from the University of the North, the Honorable Minister.
No, thank you very much, program directors. Let me again acknowledge the different people I acknowledged earlier, my colleagues, the MECs. Also, with respect, also acknowledge the leadership from our teacher unions. They are here and really say thank you very much for the ongoing support. Thank you for your presence. I see the president of SATU, I saw Naptosa, but I also acknowledge, exactly, and Balibalang. Also acknowledge the leadership from our school governing bodies that are here. Thank you very much for the presence. And also thank members from our partners, I see SAIS, and from all our different partners that are associated with us. But thank you very much for your presence. It was mainly in this table. Thank you very much for really the ongoing support, the guidance, and for your presence. It's highly appreciated. Indeed, Program Director, this for us is one of our most important programs in the department. So I really want to express my gratitude and appreciation to have the opportunity, again, to congratulate our winners, but the participants, and everybody who's here, because all the other participants who came here are winners from their provinces. But you are winners in your own right, and that's why you're all here. And thank you very much for your presence. As I said, these annual teaching awards, they offer us a rare opportunity to honor the nation's heroes and heroines, our teachers. I always say, President Masadure, I always tell people that if I'm here, no one misses me. Okay. Even DG, now that we're here, no one is missing us. Or they're not even aware that we're not in their offices. But let a teacher not be at school. Then you know who is important in the whole game. Because if we're not there, if a teacher is not there, there's a crisis. So really they are the most important people in the sector. And indeed, when you hear, you represent all that is good in the sector. And thank you very much for that. As we said when we started this month, with the first awards and celebration on the 5th of October, we commemorated the UNESCO World Teachers Day, a special international occasion to celebrate the exploits of teachers on a global scale. So UNESCO did inaugurate the 5th of October 2021 as a day representing a significant effort to raise awareness, understanding, and appreciation for teachers' critical contribution to basic education and general social development across the globe. As you could see even from our Karasmal winner, but including our top teachers, not only do they serve their schools, but they even serve the communities around their schools, and they even serve communities beyond their schools and share the little resources that they have with everybody in the sector. And for that, we're very grateful. So today we meet to celebrate our teachers on a national scale. We do so because we know that our teachers are potent influencers, and they help mold the next layers of scientists, technologists, artists, and leaders of our society. We are indeed mindful that our teachers are the backbone of our recovery efforts as a country following 3 devastating events such as COVID-19 with the Natal riots in July, but we also had floods in KZN. And we know that teachers are very important and are the lighthouse for our society and should be recognized on an ongoing basis. UNESCO Special Teachers Day and the NTA are a pushback against the devaluing of our teachers as government we are indebted to the high caliber of our teaching cohort. Our teachers represent through deeds and honesty what is meant to be a good civil servant. As we said before, the truth is that our teachers are indispensable in our basic education system. The last 32 months have tested the resilience of our teachers as we battled with COVID-19, and as I say, also had to confront the devastation that came with the floods, and our teachers were the ones that we counted on just to keep fires burning, but to help keep everybody calm. Your contribution as teachers to the national cause to educate our people cannot go unnoticed. Daily, we know that you empty yourself for the national cause in challenging public schooling system. Lots of things happen to teachers, but on an ongoing basis, they will come the next day. They are confronted sometimes with very humiliating circumstances, but they gather the strength and come back to school the next day. So as we learn to live with the virus, we also must take lessons learned during the pandemic. As a country, we can no longer delay the urgent investment required to enable blended learning approaches on a wide scale. We are on course to provide every school child in South Africa with digital workbooks and textbooks on a tablet device within the next few years, as the President had instructed. We have to make sure that we future-proof our basic education from uncertain future likely to be tested by the various or future global pandemics. It is true that the 2022 Teachers' Day theme attests that teachers are at the heart of the education system. It says we must love them, invest in them, and appreciate them. As always, teachers hold the light and key to our future as a fledgling democracy. So today is a special occasion to celebrate the teaching profession, take stock of our progress as a country in honoring these gallant agents of change. All teachers, including those that are not here, we want to say to them, indeed, our teachers are our national treasure. They are our frontline workers that endeavor to ignite reading revolution and break cycles of poverty, of ideas, while growing an inclusive economy. We want to pay tribute to the late Education Minister, Professor Kada Asmal, who pioneered these awards almost 22 years ago. But we also want to congratulate the nominee for the Kada Teacher Awards and all of you that got awards today. We thank the Asmal family that normally used to come and represent him for always allowing us to continue to use his name to honor those teachers who fit the profile of this outstanding educationist and struggle stalwart. So 11 years after his passing, we've come to lament his clarity of thought, integrity, selflessness, and unwavering commitment to building a new South Africa. Because to build a new South Africa, we chose based on universal values of non-racialism, non-sexism, democracy, and a united diversity. So Program Director, indeed to honor Asmal and his generation of freedom fighters, our schools must continue to offer sanctuary to the orphaned, health to the diseased, and comfort to the lost souls. At the same time, our schools must offer the best available curriculum content in an environment of peace and comradeship amongst the schooling community. The classroom shall indeed remain a holy grain of learning and teaching. Finally, Chair, I wish to applaud all NTA nominees, congratulate all NTA winners, and encourage more teachers to enter these awards next year and many years to come, for they symbolize the best in teaching. And I must say, we learn a lot also from your innovations, from your experience, your experiments. For us also as a sector, it's a big learning opportunity to really go through what you are doing in your special rights or in your special space. And more important, that it's your colleagues, it's your learners who nominate you, which says a lot. So it is your colleagues who really acknowledge the work that you're really doing. So I want to thank all our teachers for staying put in the public schooling environment, and we honor you, respect you, and indeed love you greatly. So thank you very much, program, and again, program director, thank you for running the program very well. I was saying to the minister and the president to say, we see as the sector, we sing to ourselves, it's our learners we're singing, we program manage ourselves, so we can't teach people how to sing if we can't sing again. So we sing for ourselves, we program manage for ourselves. I really want to thank you most sincerely. I think I enjoyed the leadership that you gave, and thank you very much for all the work that you did during the awards. But also thank the organizers. Let me just thank the others, yourself and your team. You thank all the other people who assisted us and the sponsors. But thank you very much, really, for your presence, and thank you very much for honoring us and responding to our invitations. And to Mrs. Kelebo Kerahul.
We're now going to have an item by the choir again, ladies and gents.
Sizophumelela, 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 sizophumelela.
a plate of corn, like a honeybee, like a waterfall, all a part of me, like the color purple. Where do it come from? Now my eyes are open. Look what God has done.
Thank you. Excellent. Hey, imagine if we can go to bed listening to that music every night, eh? Excellent. And this excellence in education is driven by Uskoko Salso Blaiki House. And the boss, Mr.
Hubert Matanzima Mweli, Father of Education, excellence itself.
And he's going to do the vote of thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't
Thank
expect
you.
him to be
Ke a
behind
leboha,
me.
ntate.
That's the 4 a.m.
Ke a leboga ntate le mme, ntate Christo le mme Christo. I mean, sorry. How? Le mme Maje. A ke batle go jelwa dikgomo ko ga Maje. A ke na le katse ko ga ka. Sorry. Thank you very much, program directors, Ntate Christo le Melala. I was worried, Minister, I must say, that they were going to navigate our program. Both of them are teachers, and teachers are trained and experienced in talking. They can keep you occupied for the whole day. So they've done exceptionally well. Give them a big hand of applause. Let me also acknowledge, appreciate, and convey a message of appreciation to the presidency. The president of our country values education. Whenever we call on the office of the president to come and share a message, we never get disappointed. But Minister, I admire the courage of Minister Mondli Ngugubele. Minister Ngugubele, from a distance and very close to him, he can say things that very few people can say. I really admire his courage. I want to be like him one day when I grow up. Let's give him a big hand of applause. He's represented the presidency exceptionally well. He's also a philosopher, a philosopher of note. I also, in the same vein, want to convey our greatest appreciation and thanks to our minister and the deputy minister for your excellent leadership, ma. If there's anything that will say we've never had is a sense of direction. We'll never say that we've never had sense of direction in the department because of the leadership that both the minister and the deputy minister display. Their passion and love for education is beyond reproach. Would you please join me in just giving them a big hand of applause? Thank you very much, Minister and Deputy Minister. I also want to convey the same to our MECs. We have 5 MECs in attendance out of 9. We can serious decisions can be taken in this meeting, which can change the trajectory of education, and it can be turned into a face-to-face meeting, and it would still have more than a quorum, plus minister and deputy minister. Let's give them a big hand of applause. Thank you very much, MECs. We are safe in your presence, and with your leadership, we're able to direct the administration exceptionally well. Let me also thank my colleagues who are here, HOD from Limpopo, Mpumalanga, and KZN. I'm sure they also deserve a big hand of applause. The officials from all education departments, the 10 education departments, thank you very much also for gracing this occasion. Our strategic partners, Minister, at times when it's difficult and we want to check whether the direction that we are taking is the direction that we can navigate. Our sounding boards are teacher unions. We've got 5 teacher unions. We've got school governing body associations. We also have non-teacher unions in the sector. I also want to acknowledge and appreciate the role that they play in education. We share the success that we record in education, and I'm going to request the audience also to just applaud them. Let me also acknowledge, we had invited Minister, CEOs of our entities, the CEO of SACE is here, and I'm sure others could have sent their representatives. We've also invited Minister, CEOs, Deputy Minister from implementing agents to just say to them, these toilets and classrooms that we are saying you must build are called pedagogical spaces for these men and women who forever demonstrate excellence to continue to do their work as expected. So they are also in our midst. Can we please acknowledge them? We've got an array of stakeholders from education. We want to acknowledge them. They are our distinguished guests. But also, I want to acknowledge and appreciate not our celebrities, our celebrants. I was just checking on Google to make sure that I'm saying the right things. And Google says there's a distinct difference between celebrity and celebrant. So our teachers are not celebrities, because every Dick, Tom, and Francina can become a celebrity. So our teachers are a rare brand, especially these ones. The minister from the presidency says they are creme de la creme, the cream of the crop. I could say there are can't get, if you get, you can't buy. Because the sacrifices that they are making, no money can fully compensate for it. Let's give them a big, big hand of applause. And the last, but not least, it's our sponsors. Thank you very much for investing in education. Education is a social good. When you, in fact, it's not an expenditure. Somebody said it's not an expenditure. It's a lifetime investment when you invest in education. And really, I want to acknowledge and appreciate the contribution of all sponsors. Some of them have been displayed on the screen here. Let's give them a big hand of applause. And last but not least, senior managers and officials from the department, DBE team, you are an excellent team. You are a marvelous team. And I want to isolate the branch responsible for teachers, Mr. Padayaki. Thank you for doing a wonderful job. Yeah, Thank you for doing a wonderful job. Let's give them a big hand of applause. Minister, I've also been advised that there are members of parliament in our midst. I want to acknowledge them. Thank you for not only playing an oversight role in parliament, but also attending functions such as this one. We appreciate your presence. Let's give them a big hand of applause. And the very last, it's our wonderful Curtis Nkondo choir. I always maintain that we should not only be judged on learning outcomes. Part of what we do as education is what you have seen here from Curtis Nkondo. They've offered excellent rendition from the beginning up to the end. Let's put our hands together to just thank them. Program directors, I think I've done my part. Thank you very much. I want to apologize to those who prepared a speech for me. I decided to deviate, Deputy Minister. I've got this uncanny habit. People spend sleepless nights, they write speeches. I just come and speak because thanking for me is just to look at people and say, thank you very much, and then you go. Thank you.
Ndolivua.
Let's thank our DG and maybe give another round of applause. The man himself who sacrificed in pursuance of quality and excellence in South African education. There is excellence itself. We are going to close.
Yes. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for attending this event this morning. Thank you so much to everyone. The word of thanks was done by Mr. Mweli, so we don't have to continue doing thanks, but we have to say, Inkomo shwinene to all of you Fambakahle. Please go home and enjoy yourself, but we're not just sending you home. We are a good department. We take care of our people,
Yes,
hey?
we have to.
We make sure that if we're going to eat now and enjoy. And Mamzo, as well as the MECs and Ndate, DBE, you have the honor to dish up first. So after that, we will allow our sponsors to go and dine up, and the rest of the house may then continue. Have a lovely day further on. Travel back safely, and God bless.
And thank you to our winners once more. A big round of applause as we allow our minister to move with the MECs to the venue that is designated for their lunch.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
All the words in the world wouldn't tell you. All the money you never could spend it. You deserve all the praise in the world, 'cause it's all because of you. That I can stand in the middle of me. I can speak about all I believe in. All your patience, your warmth, understanding, it made me who I am. All because of you.